जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवारधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवारधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारि। यमुना तीरावनचारि। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे। जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे। जय गौरनिताई जय गौरनिताई। जय गौरनिताई जय गौरनिताई। जय जय प्रभुपाद निताई गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल। जय नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवत्सराचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद केसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय हों विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवत्सराचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। इस्कॉन आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। प्रेम से गौ श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय, मथुरा
राधा
धाम की
रानी
जय।
की जय, राधा रानी की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण बोलो जय राधे, जय श्री कृष्ण बोलो जय राधे, जय श्री कृष्ण बोलो जय राधे, जय श्री
यमुना
कृष्ण बोलो जय राधे, जय श्री कृष्ण बोलो जय राधे, जय श्री कृष्ण बोलो जय राधे, जय।
नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय, संवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। गौरवंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to December devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to December devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नष्ट। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लगायते गिरिं यत्कृपातम् अहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्. Hare Krishna. We are reading from Srimad Bhagvatam, 8th canto, 5th chapter, 45th verse. The chapter name is The Demigods Appeal to the Lord for Protection. Canto 8. The name of the canto is Withdrawal of the Cosmic Creations. Verse number 45. Sapamma darshanayatmana asmatkarangocharam prapannanam viprapushnam sasmitam te mukhamujam. Synonyms. Sa, he the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tvam, you are my Lord. Naha, to us. Darshaya, be visible. Atmana, in your original form. Asmat Karan Gocharam, appreciable by our direct senses, especially by our eyes. Prapannanam, na, we are all surrendered unto you. Vid Rukushnam, yet we wish to see you. Sasmitam, smiling. Te, your. Mukha Ambujam, lotus-like face. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are surrendered unto you, yet we wish to see you. Please make your original form and smiling lotus face visible to our eyes and appreciable to our other senses. Purport. The devotees are always eager to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his original form, with his smiling lotus like face. They are not interested in experiencing the impersonal form. The Lord has both impersonal and personal features. The impersonalists have no idea of the personal feature of the Lord, but Lord Brahma and the members of his disciplic succession want to see the Lord in his personal form. Without a personal form, there can be no question of a smiling face, which is clearly indicated here by the words Sasmitam te mukam bhujam. Those who are in the Vaishnav Sampradaya of Brahma always want to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are eager to realize the Lord's personal feature, not the impersonal feature. As clearly stated here, Asmat Karan Gocharam, the personal feature of the Lord, can be directly perceived by our senses. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurundilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavans Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sehagana Raghunatham Tam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Vadhan Sehagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णा पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagvatam, 8th canto, 5th chapter. The demigods appeal to the Lord for protection, and the verse number 45. So in this very prayer, where it mentions, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are surrendered unto you, yet we wish to see you. Please make your original form and smiling lotus face visible to our eyes and appreciable to our other senses. In the previous verse, where they where respectful obeisances were offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the previous verse it mentions that in performing his pastimes in this material world, he is just like the unattached air. So, in purport, Srila Prabhupada explained in the previous verse that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Lord, he acts in his different energies. He has nothing to do himself. He's not attached to anything, but everything is done systematically by his energies. So when we understand this concept, so it means energies are working. So some impersonalism concept arise. So in the immediate verse, today's verse, 45th verse, the prayer is that the curiosity to have darshan of Lord has been expressed. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are surrendered unto you, yet we wish to see you. Please make your original form and smiling lotus face visible to our eyes and appreciable to our other senses. In purpose, Srila Prabhupada started with this statement that devotees are always eager to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his original form, with his smiling lotus-like face. We know that this material world is functioning, the planets are rotating, the sun is coming or appearing to our eyes, and sunshine is there, moonshine is there, are there, rainfall is there, nature is working. So we can feel the presence of Krishna, his energies. But as Prabhupada is saying that devotees are always eager to see the Supreme Personality of God in his original form. Further, he says that Lord has both impersonal and personal features. And we, being in the disciplic succession, is Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya. So we are in the Vaishnava Sampradaya of Brahma, always want to see the Supreme Personality of God. We are eager to realize Lord's personal feature, not the impersonal feature. So he both, as Prabhupada is explaining, that Krishna has both impersonal and impersonal features, but we are eager to realize his personal feature, not impersonal feature. The personal feature of the Lord can be directly perceived by our senses. So this what Srila Prabhupada is explaining in today's verse. Shri Ishopnishad Mantra 15 very beautifully express, O my Lord, sustainer of all that lives, your real face is covered by your dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove that covering and exhibit yourself to your pure devotee. So in Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter, 27th verse, Krishna explains about his personal rays, which we call as Brahma Jyoti, the dazzling effulgence of his personal form. So Krishna explains that he is the basis of the impersonal Brahma, which is immortal, imperishable, eternal. So when we say that Krishna is having both personal and impersonal features, so what does it mean? There are three ways to understand the three aspects of the same absolute truth. Krishna is absolute truth, but there are three aspects to understand it: Brahm, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. So Brahm is the aspect most easily perceived by the beginner. Paramatma, which is known as super soul, is realized by those who have further progressed from the beginning stage. And Bhagwan realization is the ultimate realization of the absolute truth. So this is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 7th verse, where Krishna says that he is the ultimate concept of the absolute truth. Mata Paramat Partaram Nanya. So Krishna is the source of Brahma Jyoti. Some says, oh, Brahma Jyoti is the topmost thing, and that Brahma Jyoti, and the further there are incarnations or this, the temporary manifestations or the appearance of Lord or something like that. But what the scriptures are stating us that Krishna is the source of Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti is not producing Krishna. Brahma Jyoti is the dazzling effulgence appearing from Krishna, from his body. So Krishna is the source of Brahma Jyoti as well as all pervading Paramatma. In Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, 42nd verse, also, where Krishna states that with a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. So, by his one plenary expansion, the all pervading Paramatma, the Krishna maintains the complete material cosmic creation. He also maintains all manifestation in the spiritual world also. So that's why in the Shruti mantras of Sri Ishopanishad, Krishna is addressed as Pusan, which means the portion, which means the ultimate maintainer. He's doing, he's maintaining everybody. So the very important point as mentioned in today's verse is about the personal feature of Krishna, that his beautiful face, his smiling face, his darshan, that personal aspect. So just coming out of everything in a general scenario, just assuming ourselves just for a minute, just leaving beside everything about uh, that we are from Brahmada Puri Sampradaya. Just we consider the whole world situation. So there can be two categories of people: those who don't believe in God. We say them as atheist. We are atheist. We don't believe in God. We don't believe in God. So no God. Atheist, complete atheism. And the other category is atheist or non-atheist, that okay, we believe in God. God is great, and God is supreme. God is almighty. God is all powerful. God is all merciful. So two categories: one who don't believe, okay, just living beside them, and one who believes also. So the category which believes in God, what beliefs do they have? Some believe God is not having, again, the categories. Some believe God is not having any form. He is impersonal. There is no particular form. He just assumes some particular form for the time being when he appears to perform some particular pastime, but usually he don't have any form. And so these incarnations took place. Like I got this body for the time being, so similarly Lord also gets some body for the time being, and then everything is finished, or like that. Or there is no concept of form of God. There is no, that beautiful form which we are discussing. There is no form, just God is there. And some believe there are so many forms of God. Demigods are also God. There are all are the forms of different expansions of God. Or some believe that my religion's God is only God, other religions are not there. Somebody believe God is great. Some believe God is very merciful. He is the maintainer of all the living entities. So some believe we should be fearful from God, because whatever we are doing, we have to suffer the consequences of that sin. So do some sin, confess for it, not to repeat that, ask forgiveness, have some fear, follow the instructions of God. Some believe God is having a beautiful form. We should worship them. We should offer prayers. We should bow down. We should respect Him. Now, coming out back to our fortune, where is that religion in the whole world? Where is that facility in the whole world which shares about the personal things about that supreme personality of God? Somebody is saying God is great. That's all. How great He is. Somebody is saying God is all merciful. But who is explaining how merciful He is? God is friend to all. But who is explaining that how friendly He is? We can see Bhagavad Gita, a personal interaction between the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna, when he is appearing here and he is performing his pastimes and he is participating in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and he is standing in front of his dear friend Arjun, and the conversation is taking place. Where is the scripture in the world which teaches us, which shares the conversation, the direct talk about the supreme personality of God? Bhagavad Gita, we say it as a song of God. God is singing, Krishna is singing. Where is the scripture in the world where the direct speech of the supreme personality of Godhead is stated? We say Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Krishna is speaking. Where is that book available in the whole world? like Bhagavad Gita, where the direct words of Krishna are available, where the direct questions by Arjuna are put forward for Krishna's answers. Where is that beautiful scripture available in the whole world, in the whole creation? Srimad Bhagvatam, where Krishna's pastimes are shared, how he is behaving with his dear, most intimate friends, how he is playing with them, how they are teasing him, how they are encouraging him to fight with themselves, how they are, you know, putting like you cannot beat us. You think you are a very brave boy. Let's come on, fight. Who is calling the Supreme Personality of Godhead to come and fight? Who is daring to call him? Who is daring to climb on his shoulders? Who is getting an opportunity to become the parents of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? We are celebrating the Kartik month, Damodar month. So I'm including the Damodar glories and the pastime in between of this talk because we are talking about the smiling face, Krishna's beautiful face. So his face is like crying face also when he's crying and Mother Yashoda is trying to bind him with rope. Where is that beautiful composition available in the whole creation where Mother Yashoda is trying to bind Krishna and he is trying to escape that punishment? Such a beautiful pastime. Nobody can bind the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he accepts Mother Yashoda's punishment, which was filled with love and care. So this is the fortune of our Brahm Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya, that we are getting those scriptures available with us, where we can read, relish it throughout our lives. This is our real wealth. Real wealth. Our money, our ornaments, our properties may last for some time, but this jewel, this real wealth, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, these are a real treasure where we can relish it throughout our lives by reading it again and again, again and again, by singing it, by sharing it, by relishing the purports, such beautiful prayers. Where is that fortune available? We're just folding our hands in the front of Lord. Oh Lord, please forgive me for my sins. Please forgive me, or please give me this, please give me that. But where is that opportunity available where we are letting us dive into the nectarian ocean of pastimes? How Krishna is reciprocating it with his devotees. How Krishna is dancing on the hoods of Kalyana. The beautiful pastime places where we go and meditate upon the pastimes performed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Srila Prabhupada gave us a beautiful book, Sri Krishna book, the summary descriptions of the pastimes of Krishna as depicted in the Srimad Bhagavatam's 10th canto. The Srila Prabhupada gave us that book in the form of 90 chapters. Such a beautiful book. One should try to practice to read that book daily, every night before one goes to sleep. A book filled with the pastimes of Krishna. In every chapter, we can see the sweet pastimes where he is killing any demon, and along with it, how Srila Prabhupada is explaining so nicely It's very difficult to understand the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but it's so simple and easy to understand when his pure devotee Srila Prabhupada is explaining the same by the mercy of Brahmadav Gaudiya Sampradaya, the bona fide disciplic succession. So where is that fortune available which we are getting? So Krishna, as in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, 12th chapter, 11th verse, Shukadev Goswami states that the personality of Godhead, who is perceived as the impersonal, blissful Brahm by the Gyanis, who is worshipped as the Supreme Lord by devotees in the mood of servitorship, and who is considered as an ordinary human being by mundane people, played with the cowherd boys who had attained their position after accumulating many pious activities. So this is the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. Somebody is perceiving him as impersonal, somebody is as blissful Brahm, somebody is as Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, want to serve him. Somebody is considering him as an ordinary human being because he is playing with the cowherd boys. So Krishna is always engaged in transcendental loving activities with his spiritual associates in the various relationships. Maybe either it is Shanta Ras, neutrality, Dasya, servitorship, Sakhya, friendship, Vatsalya, parental affection, and Madhurya, conjugal love. So Krishna never leaves Vrindavan Dham. So one may ask, oh, how he manages the affairs of the whole creation when he is not leaving Vrindavan Dham. So this is answered in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 13, verse 14 to 18. That Krishna pervades the entire material creation. How? By his plenary part known as Paramatma or Super Soul. So it is very scientific to understand, as we just read sometime before, that to understand in the absolute truth in three aspects: Brahm, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So Krishna is maintaining or pervading the entire material creation by his plenary part known as Paramatma or Super Soul. So although he don't have personally to do anything with the material creation, maintenance, and destruction, he just cause all these things by his plenary expansion, Paramatma. So what is Paramatma? So every living entity is known as Atma. We are Atma, soul. And the principal Atma who controls them all is Paramatma, the super soul. So this whole system of God realization is a great science. So the materialistic Sankhya yogis, they analyze and meditate on the 24 factors of the material creation because they have very little information about the Purush, the Lord. The impersonalist transcendentals, they are simply bewildered by the glaring effulgence of the Brahmajyoti. So if one really wants to see, as in the today's verse it said that we want to see your original form. So if we really want to see the absolute truth in full, so we have to penetrate beyond the 24 material elements and the glaring effulgence as well. So until unless this covering is removed, how can one perceive the real face of Supreme Personality of Godhead? So perfect knowledge means knowing Krishna as the root of this Brahma effulgence. And this knowledge can be gained from scriptures such as Srimad Bhagvatam, which perfectly elaborates the science of Krishna. So to conclude this point here, like how one will understand, like who will understand Brahm, Paramatma, Bhagwan. So conclusion is that one who has no knowledge of the potencies of the supreme truth, like if one don't want to understand the knowledge in full, or one has a limited understanding, so what will happen, like this Brahm or Paramatma realization, they are partial, they are truth, but they are partial realizations. But if one really wants to realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, in full potency, then how it can be understood? By overcoming through this layer of limited understanding. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, 46 to 47th verse, these two verses also, there is a comparative analysis of the three types of transcendentalists: Jnanis, Yogis, Bhaktas. So, in today's verse, in purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that devotees are interested to see the personal form, not impersonal form. So in 11th chapter Bhagavad Gita, 45th verse, although Krishna showed in this chapter, when Krishna showed the universal form to Arjun, so what happened after when he showed this universal form? So Arjun says in 45th verse that after seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened, but at the same time my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. So he's requesting, begging Krishna that please come back to your original form. My mind is disturbed with fear. So Arjun is always in confidence with Krishna because he's a very dear friend. And because he's a dear friend, so he's gladdened by his friend's opulence. So he's very joyful that his friend Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead and can show such a wonderful universal form. But at the same time, he's afraid that he has committed so many offenses to Krishna out of his unalloyed friendship. So now his mind is disturbed out of fear, although he had no reasons to fear. So he, in the next verse, he's saying, I wish to see you in your four-armed form, with helmeted head, with club, wheel, conch, lotus flower. I want to see you in that form. So there also, Srila Prabhupada mentions in the next verse, 47th verse purport, that Arjun wanted to see the universal form of the Supreme Lord. So Krishna, out of his mercy upon Arjun, he showed his effulgence, universal form, opulence. So he showed his form to satisfy his desire. But devotees are always eager to see the original form of Krishna. Seeing that universal form was based on the mercy of Krishna, because one cannot have the divine vision without becoming divine. So that divine vision was given by Krishna to let Arjun have that darshan of the universal form. So And this is also the reason where Krishna, when he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead in previous chapters, chapter number 10, the opulence of the Absolute, in chapter number 8, attaining the Supreme. So in the previous chapters of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is sharing so many times and that I am the Supreme Lord, everything is coming from me. So like this, the people can say, oh yeah, today also I met one of the Krishnas in the market who said that I am incarnation of God. So people falsely claim an ordinary human to be an incarnation. So all this is foolishness, as Srila Prabhupada reminds us again and again. That Krishna, when he's declaring himself as the Supreme Personality of God, when he's saying that everything is coming out of him, so he is showing his universal form to Arjuna. He's not a theoretical God, that he's just putting his sentimentalism and putting making Arjun emotional, or he is like some people say, oh, Krishna is very intelligent guy, very manipulative guy, very clever guy, he can do things as he want. So it is not like that. He is showing his universal form, how his creation is working. He's sharing that. He's showing to Arjun how it is happening. It is not like just a theoretical concept to accept it as it is. Oh no, yes, Krishna just told Arjun. We say, oh, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is we are saying Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why? Because Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita that he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No, in that's why in the verses where Arjun accepts that the Vedic authorities, they accept you as Srila Vyasadeva accept you as a Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it is not like Krishna is his friend. Arjun is, out of that friendship is declaring Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So a devotee of Krishna cannot accept such false incarnations or followers of false incarnations. So it is not a false claim. It should not be a false claim. Whenever somebody says or somebody try to impose, we should reflect this pastime of showing the universal form to it. So in today's verse, it is mentioned about the beauty, like how it mentions we want to see your original form in smiling lotus face. Smiling lotus face, visible to our eyes and appreciable to our other senses. In Srimad Bhagvatam, so we can read about the beautiful features of this transcendental body, the Supreme Lord's body, how beautiful his body is. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a very beautiful quote that once Lord Sri Krishna playfully manifested himself as Narayan with his four victorious hands and a very beautiful form. So when gopis saw this exalted form, however, their ecstatic feelings were crippled. Even a learned scholar therefore cannot understand the gopis' ecstatic feelings, which are firmly fixed upon the original form of Lord Krishna as the son of Nanda Maharaj. The wonderful feelings of the gopis in ecstatic parama ras with Krishna constitute the greatest mystery in spiritual life. So, what they are saying, he is not Krishna. When Krishna is assuming four-armed Narayan form and sat there, so when gopis came and saw him, so what they are saying, he is not Krishna. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan. So after saying this, they offered prayers, respectful prayers, or offered obeisances. So what they are praying to Lord Narayan, give us money or fame or opulence. What they are saying, O Lord Narayan, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Kindly be merciful to us. Give us the association of Krishna and thus vanquish our lamentation. So then Srimati Radharani comes and Krishna tries to maintain that joke with her also. So Krishna tries to hide his two extra arms. He tried to Krishna tried to not to hide the two arms, the extra two arms. So he tried his best to keep the four arms before her also, like gopis. But influence of Radharani's pure ecstasy was so inconceivably great that it forced Krishna to come out with his original two-armed form. So by this pastime, what I wanted to reflect that the gopis were not interested. Even they had the darshan of Lord Narayan, so they are asking or requesting or begging to have the association of Krishna. So they are interested in the beautiful original form of Krishna, playing flute. So this what the devotee's desire is, to have beautiful darshan of Lord. And what Damodar Leela reminds us, when the beautiful form of Krishna, when Mother Yashoda is tying her with the thread, with the rope, and that affectionate pastime is there. So this is our fortune that we are having the wonderful pastimes available to hear, to recall, to pray, to meditate, to contemplate. It is not a dry philosophy, or just we have to fold down our heads, hands, we have to go down. To whom, with whom we are reviving our relationship, the Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, until unless we know about him, until and unless we know how merciful he is, how will revive that relationship? How will develop that attachment with Krishna? It's not like, oh, we have to just surrender. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita 18 chapter 66 word, just surrender unto me. I have to just surrender, that's all. So it is a forceful thing. I just have to surrender because it's a place full of misery. There is no hope until unless I chant the names of Krishna. There is no hope for me. I have to chant the names of Krishna to come out of this miserable world, to revive my relationship with Krishna. Just I have to chant the holy names of Krishna. That's all. So the thing doesn't end there. So we have these beautiful pastimes to know and understand, to relish those things, and to understand how merciful Krishna is, to understand how compassionate he is, how reciprocal he is with his devotees. When we pray, when we suffer in this world, we pray to Krishna onto his lotus feet, we beg for his mercy, and we experience his reciprocation. How mercifully he reciprocates, how intelligently he interferes in our lives, how compassionately he give his shelter to us, how he arranges to send his help, how blissfully he take us out of the miserable situations. Even reading Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is not ending the thing there. We are experiencing in our lives, when we really realize those prayers, when we really realize the lives of the devotees as shared in Srimad Bhagavatam, when something bad happens with us, when some difficult situations comes in our life. So we recall those past times, like how these exemplary devotees, they are praying to onto the lotus feet of Krishna, how they are dependent upon the mercy of Krishna. So this is the Kartik month going on, Damodar Leela. So Dam means rope, Udar means belly, Damodar, one who is bound around the belly with ropes. So we worship this beautiful deity picture where Damodar is there, Yashoda Ma is there, holding ropes in his hand, trying to bind Krishna with rope. So every year we celebrate this Kartik month when we offer lamb to Krishna, Damodar. So Mother Yashoda is having maternal love for Krishna. Her desire to serve Krishna as his mother is so pure and strong that Krishna, to reciprocate with her, plays the role of her son and thus allows her to serve him as his mother. So when Krishna plays the role of Mother Yashoda's son, he identifies with the role so much that he actually feels as if she's his mother and he is her son. So it's not like he's just acting as a son. He's performing such mischief that his mother, when she's feeling so bad and when she's mother is and she's angry that she's running out to catch and train baby Krishna, that she should rectify him. He's trying to chase him and she's thinking to tie him up, not as a punishment, just to keep him from getting into more trouble. But again, the rope was turning short by the width of 2 fingers again and again. So she's bringing more rope, adding it to the first length of rope. Still, the rope was getting short by 2 fingers. So bringing all together from neighbors here and there, but still the rope is turning short. So Srimad Bhagvatam is describing the story of Mother Yashoda and Damodar, that and explains that Krishna cannot be caught by the greatest yogis. So what to say about rope? But still he allowed himself to caught by Mother Yashoda. Krishna can't be bound by any means, but still he allowed himself to be bound by the ropes by her love. So many learned scholars have commented on this particular pastime of Krishna, and Jiva Goswami has explained on this the basis of this pastime that how Lord can be bound. Of course, Krishna himself declares that he can be conquered only by the pure love of his devotees. And the pastime here demonstrates that he was indeed bound by such love. But how, what exactly this process of binding Krishna and developing pure love? Srila Jiva Goswami explains that there are 2 factors signified by the 2 fingers by which the rope was too short. As we read, 2 fingers, as we heard several times, 2 fingers. So what these 2 fingers was stating? So 2 factors. So 1 finger represents the endeavor of the devotee. For example, in Krishna consciousness, we have certain basic practices, the most essential of which is chanting the holy names of Krishna. So one should rise early in the morning, have a program similar to the program that devotees have at the temple. So chanting, hearing about Krishna, endeavoring to serve Krishna according to one's capacity and taste. So this is the first finger, endeavor. And so this second finger, So part of the two fingers gap can be closed by devotees' hard labor, parishram. When Mother Yashoda showed that effort, she really tried her best to bind Krishna to the extent that she may put together like miles and miles of rope, but still her effort alone was not enough. So the other factor that allows the devotee to bind Krishna is Krishna's mercy, Krishna Kripa. So first principle is there, that endeavor is there. We have to put endeavor, we have to try to rise early, chant, we have to be sincere, we have to do our parishram, everything is there, endeavor is there, try is there, dedication is there, but Krishna Kripa is still required. Because until and unless Krishna Kripa will be there, how can we put everything from our endeavors? So when Krishna was pleased with Mother Yashoda's endeavors, he mercifully allowed himself to be bound. So the other half of the gap, the second finger was closed. So like this, two fingers gap was there. So one finger represents the endeavor of the devotee, and when Krishna was pleased by that endeavor, so he mercifully allowed himself to be bound, so that other half of the gap, the second finger was closed. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this beautiful class on Diwali day. So beautiful. And happy Diwali to all the devotees and Prabhujis. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for the opportunity to arrange such a platform where devotees can gather, chant together, read together, hear together, and celebrate such festivals also together. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. Thank you so much for this lecture class of the verse 45 to 47 and the explanation of Damodar Lila. Since it's Kartik month, we are listening every day the glories of Lord Damodar and Kartik, importance of the Kartik and Damodar Lila. So it's so sweet to hear again from you. And we heard you from after a long time, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this class. Hare Krishna. I don't have any question, but if anyone has any question or comment, please go ahead.
I have one realization to share. Actually, I was just missing everyday chant group, so I thought it's a long time. So I
Yes.
just recalled and just was searching out, the messages, that whether I was booked for a class or when I am booked for a class or not, because I am passing on to other speakers all the time. So I thought maybe I uh, haven't the opportunity to come and speak. So I just saw that, oh, after 2 days it's my class only. So I was just excited to come here and participate. So
Yes,
I'm
yes, yes.
happy to join the group today.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this your time. And it's
Thank you,
always
Prabhuji,
also
for
good you
such
pass
a
on.
wonderful class. And, after a long time, I wish you a happy Diwali also. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, and happy Diwali to all the devotees.
But it was
So
also
if
good, Prabhuji, that you passed on the opportunity to other speakers. We could get very nice speakers like Hema Gopi Mataji, Premeshwari Padmavati Mataji. So they're very awesome speakers, Prabhuji. So thank you so much for that also and today also. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. So please pray for me so that I can also try to work for these two fingers for the endeavors, sincere endeavors, and so that Krishna can mercifully help to get that rope bound to Krishna. So please bless me and pray for my spiritual progress. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. If nobody has any question or comment, we can end up the call here. Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhuveva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय।
जय
नमस्ते श्रीदास ठाकुर की जय।
जय
श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्री
जय
प्रभुपाद की जय।
जय
श्री ग्रेस अनुपम श्रीवास प्रभु की जय।
जय
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
हरे
Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्ण
Thank you, Prabhu.
हरि बोल हैप्पी
Hari bol, Hari
Happy
bol,
Diwali. Happy
and
Diwali.
happy
Hari
Diwali
bol.
to all the devotees.
Hare Krishna. Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna, Hari bol.
वांछा करो